It's worth the watch.
Okie dokie smoky. So wintertime comes and what happens? Your fan goes out. So before you take your fan, unless it's under warranty, I'm going to do a quick video and show you what you should look for before these people charge you a fortune. Okay? I drive a Honda Ridgeline. Okay? So, the fan is $150. This is the fan. It costs $150, all right? That's a aftermarket fan. So the first thing you want to do is take the fan off. It's only 3 screws. There's only 3 screws for that fan. All right? There's 3 screws. I'm going to get up in here and I'm going to show you exactly where they are. There's the fan. The fan goes right there. There's 3 screws to get the fan out, right? The first thing you want to do is you want to check and make sure it is not the fan, because it could not be the fan, and I'm going to get into what it probably is. You take this out, hold it here. You take out the plug, right? And you have a positive and a negative. You hook those up with a pin clip to your battery. See if the fan is working. If the fan comes on, it is not the fan. The first thing you do. You want to test and make sure that these right here are working with a test light. If those are working, you're good on the fan. The very first thing you should have checked, I should have said first, go under the hood, you check to make sure your fan fuses are good. The fan fuses were good, the fan is good, the hookup is good. The next thing you want to check is what's called the fan resistor module. It is that thing right there, okay? And it goes right in that hole right there. See that hole? There's 2 screws for that. That's the next thing you want to do. You'll take that out. This is my new one. This is the old one. You take that out. It's called a fan blower resistor, right? This thing gets extremely hot, but it also controls the fan. When the fan comes on, the speed of the fan. That's what this thing does. It controls that. If that is not working, your fan's not going to work. So you take that out and you test it with a multimeter. All right? You can get those at any auto store. Have them test it. See if it's working. If it's not working, sometimes your fan will not work. I got to turn this down. So, as I was saying before the loud music, you test this because it could be working on 1 speed, it could be working on no speed, it could be not working at all. That's the thing you want to test. It is called the fan blower resistor. This right here is $50, all right? But it's cheaper than the fan, which is $150. Some fans on newer cars are even expensive. So if you can do this job, you're going to save yourself $200-300 by not taking it to the shop. Okay? So check the fan, check the fuses, check all your terminals, make sure your terminals are getting power. When I traced it back, it ended up being this. It was the resistor. So we got rid of that. We have our new resistor in, and the resistor gets hooked up to that right there. Once you hook that up, you put it back in there. You hook up your terminal back to your fan, which goes on the underbelly here. That goes in here just like this. You pop it down in there, like so. I can't put that on with one hand, but that goes right back up in there into that terminal. And then, of course, you have those. You have the 2 screws. It pops up in there. I'm gonna pop it down for a sec. I'm gonna pop down the phone, and then all you gotta do is put it back up into the hole. And it's kind of kooky. It's kind of quick getting out of here, but it is well worth the money that you're going to save. And things can only fit one way. You pop that back in there, that is popped back in the hole, and then all you're going to do is take your fan, pop it back in the hole. There's 3 screws for the fan normally, 2 screws for the heat resistor. I've already tested it. It works fine. It comes on. I know this is probably a long video and people don't have an attention span, but it's pretty easy to do. This job at the shop or at the dealership probably cost you $200. I bought that resistor for $50. Well, it's $56. Labor alone will cost you $150 just to replace that thing. You can actually do this. It is not that hard. Here's the 2 screws right here that go up into the resistor thing. You need a small ratchet. One is a 7/8. The other one for the screws for the fan is a 1/10. And then there's a cap that goes on there. That's the cap that I got the screws sitting in. You can do this job. It's not that hard. So I'm gonna put everything back together, and that's it. I already tested the fan before I even put everything back together. The fan's working just fine. This is an easy job. Go for it. Do it. You can do it. I have faith in you.